Okay, guys, so I promised you we would have appearances by activists and other people from around the Five Eyes nations. So we're going to move on from New Zealand now to the next country closest to home for us, which is Australia. So we have kindly had videos contributed to us from the campaign to close Pine Gap. Pine Gap is the Australian Five Eyes spy station. It's the Aussie version of New Zealand's Waihopai spy base.
Hey, I'm Margaret. I'm one of the Pine Gap pilgrims. I'm just going to sit down and tell you the story of what we've been up to this last year. But the Pine Gap pilgrims are a group of 6 people. We went into Pine Gap to lament and pray. Pine Gap is a huge war-making facility in Alice Springs in the centre of Australia, and it's there for a reason. It's there because it's out of sight and it's secret, and it takes in intelligence, military intelligence, but now not only military intelligence, also civil intelligence. It's part of the Five Eyes network, and it takes in intelligence from every keystroke, they reckon. So we're being watched, we're being recorded, we're being processed, and there's a lot of opportunities that offers the powers that be for repression and further oppression. But for me, I'm interested in the military side of things. I'm interested in the role of Pine Gap in the way that it facilitates war making by the US as a global military power. And I'm interested in Australia's role in assisting the US and being the US sheriff in this area, but in the global sphere. And I was part of a group, the Pine Gap Pilgrims. We've worked together before on other anti-military projects, but in this project we're a bunch of 5 Christians and a pagan, so we're a spiritual group. We look to changing things using creative action, and in this case what we did was go to lament at Pine Gap. And we wanted to see it with our eyes. It's hidden away in a valley and you can't really see it. We wanted to get close on the mountain, look down, pray, and lament. Lament has a long history, and in theology, in empowering people for action. And we went there in the dead of night. We walked in for several hours, and we went up to the hill, and we could hear the police coming. And we started playing as we went up the hill. We played a viola, a guitar, lament. We had pictures of the war dead, and we prayed at the top of the mountain. Only thing is, the police came and arrested us, and we're facing 7 years in prison. We were charged under the Defence Special Undertakings Act, which is a special act that's only been used once in the history of Australia before. My husband and some other people, Jim Dowling, who was also part of the Pine Gap Pilgrims, went in 10 years ago. They eventually were acquitted under that act, but we are now facing the same charges. Instead of simple trespass charges, we're under some beat-up Cold War legislation that was designed to stop people getting in the way of nuclear testing, basically, and nuclear missile testing. So we really want you to watch our case and see what happens towards the end of the year. You can follow us on closepinegap.org. You can read my story there. I'm Margaret, and there's 6 of us. Paulie went in by himself, and he also found himself in a position where he wasn't on the mountain, but he was down in the creek bed. And we look to people like you out there to follow us and to support what we're doing, to share our page at closepinegap.org, and to help us get the word out about this war-making facility that's collecting intelligence from everywhere.